when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this a jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad be pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more pesto. Hit your thought, I'ma catch those. Mexican, I make pesos. Hit your sauce, I'll replace those. Number save, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, like them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, while I point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and our home team. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Come on, set. 18 data, 18 data. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. He's crashing. He's checking crash. 22, jet, over. 22, jet, over.
Now Jackson on first down. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. From the gun, Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And where did this one go out? Not good. Let's see. They're going to say inside the 35-yard line. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, Delta. 57. Mike, 57. Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl. Leo.
first and 10. Stick. And a big loss here as he's taken down. YUNGTRILL99's in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do. So a first quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost them.
A gain of 3, second down.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give them a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. They'll run with Drake. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Saquon Barkley running right. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Hard on the ball.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
This pass finds its way to Williams, and he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 11 yards there, first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 6-6, bullet hot. Go. Check 24. Bam. Big Griffin.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
There you go. Hey, wahoo! Check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Hey, check Mike. Go.
Stick back to pass. And it's complete. Henry. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down. They'll run on first down. It's Lindsey, and this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 44, stick, complete, Hunter Henry with the grab. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Here's Stick on 1st and 10. Flush to his right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
To throw again on 2nd down. Stick under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Jadeveon Clowney, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Here's Stick, 3rd and long. Got a man, it's complete. Williams. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 17-yard line.
Go now. 60 Pittsburgh.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Send over. I'm coming for you. Let's go.
Stick looking to throw on 1st and 10. He's got Allen. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Stick looks to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry, and it's 3rd and short.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Hey, Haywood!
3rd down, they'll throw with Stick. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
That drive just seemed to go for an eternity. I could kind of hear our sponsor saying, hey, we need to get our product pushed here. But then it ends in a field goal.
Yeah, how about that? Not enough time for product placement, but plenty of time to get 3 points out of the deal. I know that the guys on defense, though, they wanted to get those products out there. They wanted to stop that drive, just were unable to do so.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
The Texans send the punter out. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. And that had far too much air under it. It's out of the back of the end zone, and the football will come out to the 20-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Hey, check Mike 39. Check. Bravo. Let's get this ball back.
On 3rd down, it's Stick, and that is incomplete.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
Let's go. Let's go.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Jerry Tillery. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The Texans on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Now Saquon Barkley, and they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
A shotgun throw for Stick. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. So instead of fourth down, first down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on, because third down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
X3, 218, chopper. Snap.
Stick from the gun. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Barkley. And an alley to run. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. I always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On the run, it's Barkley. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Joey Bosa in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Hey, Sam off. 5.
They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 38, Stiff. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. J.J. Watt make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to have to put a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Melvin Ingram, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. This time they stay on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. The Texans send the punter out. So we've reached halftime. All we have to show for the first half, a lone field goal. 3-0 our score. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he will score. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And this is no good. He missed it. Not a good start here in the kicking department as this remains a 6-3 score. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Stick. This is caught by Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down. This quarterback now just 7 of 16 passing thus far, but he's got a 1st and 10. Flushed out right. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a 1st. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Stick. The Sanders has got it complete. And touchdown! Emmanuel Sanders. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys are going to retake the lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Oh, what a move. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Drake. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now a play fake here on first down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. To throw is Jackson. To throw again. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Off play action, it's Stick. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Jadeveon Clowney, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. The Texans here on 3rd down putting an extra defender in the secondary.
We got to step it up.
Here's Stick looking to throw. And that will be incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number. Not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Here we go, here we go. Hey, no. Put him on the boxes. Let's put that team on.
And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Jackson will look to throw it. Finds his tight end Ingram. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 12 yards there and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action, but other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Kenyon Drake, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans have once again taken the lead. Now the Houston offense is going to stay out there as they'll try for 2. They're going to run it with Barkley. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Back now here on EA Sports, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th.
Protein spill.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Stick. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. They're going to look to throw. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Being chased out left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
On second down, Barkley takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Barkley unable to get away on the first down run as he'll be stopped for a loss of a couple. A loss of 2 there, second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
On second and 12, Jackson. And he's going to go down, but a penalty marker 2, and they might very well have jumped the snap there. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And the ball moved up here now to 2nd and 7 following the penalty. They'll run with Barkley. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And this was still going to be a one-score game either way, but still, that's a potentially harmful miss here in the 4th.
It certainly is, because if you consider that now if they give up a touchdown, they give up the lead. So he might be getting the side eye by the defenders coming out on the field now as he goes back to the bench after that miss.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. 1st and 10, stick. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Khalil Mack has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Stick back to pass. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field, and now what he's trying...
Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
We're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. Check 13. Check.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
They'll go to Barkley again. Finding room at the 30. And finally, down at the 41-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On first down, Drake. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Barkley. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Again with Barkley. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10.
You got three down.
And they take a knee.
Set, hut, 7 even, 49. It's a party now. It's a party now. Let it go.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Houston, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, the loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year. And they'll be on the road next with the Baltimore Ravens. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.